Angry youth in Kano yesterday staged protests following President Muhammadu Buhari's official visit to the state. The youth who were carrying sticks were throwing stones at Buhari's helicopter, were however dispersed by security agents who fired shots in the air to scare them away. This was just as the president compared the situation of Nigeria with that of other countries and concluded that the country's condition was not as bad as being portrayed by some people. The mammoth protesting youth were chanting "Ba Musu, we don't want" as they set a bonfire of tires along Uturu Road, where the president had left after commissioning the Muhammad Buhari interchange. The protest came few days after a similar incident occurred in Katsina, the president's hometown. Reports have it that some sections of all the four major roads leading the newly constructed Muhammad Buhari interchange flyover were closed for 2 days in anticipation of the president's visit. In video clips circulated on social media, other youth were seen throwing pebbles at the president's helicopter. However, speaking yesterday at a state banquet in Kano to conclude his one-day official visit to the state after inaugurating several projects executed by the federal and state governments and the private sector, the president, according to a statement issued by his media advisor Femi Adesina, stressed that we have a great country, but we do not appreciate it until we visit our neighbors and other countries where the preoccupation is for people to have one good meal a day. Speaking in Kano, Buhari said, "When I fly by helicopter, the number of high-rise buildings I see and the amounts of developments on the ground are fantastic. We thank God." Buhari described ongoing infrastructure development across the country as fantastic, urging citizens to appreciate what they have as the situation in the country is not there when compared with other countries. You are not the one to tell them to appreciate you. You cannot score 10% and expect to get past mark. That is exactly what you guys have been doing. You have not done well. If you have done well, people will appreciate you. And you want to tell me that the whole Nigeria now is all Nigerians are opposition, because if you are doing well, fine. You will see your praise will outnumber the people who are not who are your critics. You urge the elites to encourage and inspire young people to embrace education, saying whether we like it or not, we are going to have the country for them. They must embrace education for education's sake. Technology has made it possible for shortcuts, but nothing can replace real learning. Please encourage the children to learn. He congratulated Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State for doing very well on infrastructure, adding that his recent state visits to Kogi, Yobe, Lagos, Katsina showed that the representative governors have done very well within the confines of funds available to them. On security, the president, who described Boko Haram as a fraudulent organization with links to international groups bent on destroying Nigeria, said his administration has succeeded in disseminating the terror group, limiting their capacity to inflict harm. Earlier, while paying homage to the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Badero, Buhari urged Nigerians to respect traditional institutions and accord them the honor they deserve. The president, who also inaugurated the Emir's Council chambers at the palace, said of the traditional constitution, "The system is good. It is good in the sense that our traditional institutions are respected and honored. It is very important that we have understood the politics and we are respecting people from the bottom to upwards, and this is common sense because people matter. What the children see now is what they will hope to be in the future, and the other ones hope they can make their influence felt and improve the governance in the country from bottom upwards." He thanked the Emir of Kano for associating with the success of the traditional institution, lauding him to or for the vast improvements of the lot of his people since he ascended the throne 3 years ago. The Emir of Kano, who underscored the importance of visits, thank Buhari for granting approval of the Central Bank of Nigeria to extend the deadline for the phasing out of old currencies and by implication the implementation of the cashless policy. This is an indication that the president is focused on alleviating the plight of the citizen and indeed a listening leader, he said. The royal father added that the ongoing electioneering campaign should serve as an opportunity for politicians to understand the challenges facing the people and devise a means to solve them. He prayed for peaceful elections as well as peace and prosperity of the country. The president had commenced his visit to the state with the inauguration of Dala Inland Dry Port hosted by Kano State government in collaboration with the federal government. The Inland Dry Port project was conceived as part of the federal government's port reform program designed to decongest the seaport while also taking shipping and port services closer to importers and exporters in the hinterland. Buhari also inaugurated the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority funded 10 megawatts solar plants in a 24-hectare land in Komosto local government area of Kano State. The plants, which links industrial customers to an additional power supply, represent a significant step towards efforts to provide clean, reliable, and understandable energy for all Nigerians. The 10 megawatt plant is the largest completed solar plant in Nigeria, that the first under the SIA Renewable Energy Platform. The president also inaugurated the Family Homes Fund Estate, Damanawa, Kano, which consists of 469 affordable housing units with ancillary infrastructure. We can go on and on and on and begin to say all this is. At the end of the day, I've always said it, those who have ruled Nigeria before, those who are still ruling now, put everything together. What can you say? Is Nigeria still a developed country? But you see all these politicians, they are overfed. They have money in their account. They can do everything. Everything at their disposal is very easy for them. But when you bring the standard of living of the people, the economy of the country, the economy and the lifestyle of the people, whether it's what according to international standard, because according to international standard, all these our politicians, they are even above board because of their own benefits at the end of the day. But can the same thing be said to an average Nigeria? They will quote, we did this, we did it. At the end of the day, what is the face of Nigeria? Where is Nigeria? Where Nigeria can be placed that yes, this country is a developed country or underdeveloped, but they have developed a very large. That's also the developing. We will never get developed. What does it take? It takes nothing, because they leave the real issues and be chasing shadows. But at the end of the day, the people who are stoning him, at the end of the day, then they still come back, they still go and support them. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.